Linus found a group of cubs abandoned in a cave, lost in the African lands. Offering his help and protection, the white lion firstly suggested to Sultan and Hekuba to fight in order to decide who would be the true leader of the beggars. And Hekuba won. In the jungle, Zio finally became the leader of the wilds. Now dating Ruby, the blonde lion is always with her, while Kira is always around Ash. Even if this one rejects her, he doesn't want to get helped with his curse. And beside Kira, no one wants to help him. Some days have passed. Linus, followed by the beggars, traveled through the African lands. The more the white lion was spending time with the cubs, and the better he could see his plan working. Using the beggars to create his own clan, to then return to Pridelands and somewhat force the Pridelanders to accept him back on their lands. He has to be someone again. He doesn't accept the fact he became a rogue lion after being a king. The king of the biggest pride ever. Indeed, after the second war of Pride Rock, Linus got banned from the kingdom by Fleck, who took the crown. For years, the white and old lion wandered around the lands, rejected by every clan he met. He was seen as the deposit king, the failure, by everybody, a position Linus couldn't accept. The 7 beggars are his only chance to get back some importance in this wide world. But if he wants his clan to be perfect and working properly, he would have to train the cubs to become strong, smart, and courageous lions and lionesses. Sultan, Ikeno, and Madini will be trained to become fighters, the warriors of the group. They will excel at fighting. They will be strong and courageous, ready to protect and defend their clan. Moyo, Panya, and Kichea will be trained to become hunters. They will be the one in charge to feed the group. Being a hunter means being brave, fast, smart, but it also means knowing how to fight. Not as much as the fighters, but still enough to fight back if needed. And finally, Hekuba, the leader of the beggars, had to be the strongest and smartest one. So Linus will train her consequently. She will learn fighting, hunting, but also strategy. According to Linus, a true leader has to be able to manipulate his people. It can be risky from time to time, but it's, for him, the only way to be a true leader. Many things were going through Linus' mind at that moment, to the point he almost didn't notice the herd of gazelle before him. It's the beggars, with their excitement, who took Linus back to reality. "Look, look, it's food!" claimed Sultan. Panya jumped around excited. "I'm so hungry," she said. Linus lowered in the grass to hide his presence. "I'm going to kill one of them. Watch me and learn, especially you 4. He intensely stared at Kichi, Panya, Moyo, and Hekuba. That state made the black little cub frown. She didn't understand why the white lion felt so strange. She didn't like it. She didn't like it at all. All lowered in the grass, the cubs observed Linus, who, after a few minutes, came back to them, his pale skin stained with gazelle's blood. Dropping the dead gazelle down to the ground, the 7 beggars rushed to it happily. "It's time to eat!" screamed the young lions. Linus said nothing. He observed. He observed them eating. But soon they will have to learn respect. In the wild, Sharp observed his adoptive son's behavior. The way him and Ruby are always together, not doing much things. He doesn't like that. Honestly, when he retired to make Zio the leader, he didn't expect for his son to be this inactive. The blonde lion barely does anything for the clan, despite the fact King Quito asked for the whites to become the warriors of Pridelands again. This request means that Zio has to straighten the clan, to find new members, and train them instead of lazying with the white lioness, kissing and licking each other all the time. The old lion talked to his son to bring some sense into his mind. But Zio only rolled his eyes. Sharp wants new members for the clan? Then he will get them. Zio will leave for a few weeks to look for jaguars. Why jaguars and not leopards? Because jaguars are fast and they can climb and swim just like leopards. But the difference is they are heavier, so stronger, and their bites are the strongest bites of any of the big cats. They could crush a bone in just one bite, exactly what they need. But if Zio goes to look for the jaguars, Ruby wants to go with him, and Sharp cannot stop her. Meanwhile, Kira still tried to talk to Ash. The others really don't understand why she is this desperate for the cursed lion, but they are done trying to reason with her. If she wants to waste her time with Ash, then be it. She can do whatever she wants after all. This time, the brownish girl brought some food to her friend, but Ash simply pushed it at her face. He doesn't want her food. If he is hungry, he can find food for himself. "Take your shit back and leave me alone," snarled Ash. He clearly wasn't in the mood, but Kira didn't like the way her friend was treating her. "Calm down. What's wrong with you? Just leave me alone." The gray lion screamed the last word before walking away. He knew Kira wasn't going to leave him alone if he wasn't walking away from her. Watching Ash walking away, a frown on her face, the lioness didn't say her last word. Finally alone, away from everybody, Ash winced a bite, shaking his head. He was in pain. His head was hurting. A voice was calling for him. In his head. A sort of spectral voice keeps saying his name within his head. Don't forget me. The male looked around. He tried to figure out if the voice was real or not. Walking in circles, eyes closed, he could almost recognize the voice, but it couldn't be. "Ash!" Jumping in surprise, Ash turned around quickly and threw himself at the other voice that was coming from behind him. It wasn't the same voice. This time, it was Kira's. Pinning the female down, rather rudely, Ash growled, "You again? Stop following me everywhere!" So much violence in Ash. It shocked Kira, who pushed her friend away from her. "You're really an ass." "Stay on your own, then," she glared before getting up and walked away. This was too much for today. Ash watched her leaving, a frown appearing on his face.